We are live, and I'm going to go get something to eat. Be right back. Oh, cha, ba, ba. Man, we're empty. Well, that was rude. Here we are. How's everybody doing out there? I just needed to get something to drink or eat while I was doing this live stream. This is Tacoma Comics saying hello on Bob the Builder's in the house. What's up, Quincy? So I don't know, what is today? April 27th? 28th? I think it's the 28th, right? 25, 26, 28. Yeah, April 28th. Went to the Chelsea game this morning at Doyle's Pub. They tied Man U, so they're in third place, looking for a top 4 finish with 2 games left in the season. Had a fun game, but then had a chance to go by some shops that I don't get to go to too often. One is actually they're both kind of like everything pop culture. So it's like magazines, books, toys, DVDs, and all that sort of stuff. So I found a lot of cool stuff. You can go through some of the haul here. So there's one shop I'd never been to, Lily Pond Antiques, and it was actually really cool. They had about 10 long boxes full of comics, and I found some good stuff. I got to do some digging and got right through there, and I found some really cool stuff. Let's start off with that one because I was not expecting that shop. Odyssey by Matt Fraction and Christian Ward. Honestly, I have like 5 or 6 copies of this. I bought this one to rip apart, and let me show you why. If you're not familiar with this comic, it's got a really cool feature. Really cool feature. Just trying to get rid of some tape here. My wife hates when I leave tape hanging on the table because I always forget that I had tape somewhere. And we'll leave it hanging on the table. So inside this comic, and this is what? This is variant. It says it's a variant cover, but I don't think it is. But anyway, the reason why I like this so much is because it's got Christian Ward's crazy artwork. When I say crazy artwork, I mean an 8-page fold out crazy artwork. And I got to double check. This might be, maybe it's a different fold out, but anyway, if you look at the barcode, I can't hold this up for you all to see. That's it's just impossible. So trust me when I tell you, hey Chris, how you doing? Trust me when I tell you that this is just absolutely phenomenal that they did this. You know, this is what's great about Image Comics, is that you can have an 8-page fold out inside a first issue. So I've got tons of these, but I've always wanted to have one I could put on. I've always wanted to have one that I could put on the wall. So I might actually take that and put that on the wall. So barcodes, right? Where does it say? 00151, that means the first one, the 01 is the issue, and then that 5 means it's cover 5, and then that last one means the first printing. So I don't see what's different about this cover. I got to go check my other ones now. I had no idea it had a different cover number on. So going by the barcode, this should be like an alternative printing, but I'm not aware that there's anything different with this. Now I got to check before I rip it apart. Anyway, I thought that was really cool. Got that for $1. The rest of these comics were all for $1 pretty much, or 50 cents. I'm just trying to finish this run by Brian K. Vaughan, Ex Machina. So I got 42 there. I'm still collecting Black Magic by Greg Rucka. I got issue 8, 50 cents. And issue 7 for 50 cents. Then I got a long run of Ex Machina, all dollar each. I don't even know what numbers these are. 48, 49, 10, 7. These are all run fillers. And then I got the good stuff for $1. I got Avengers 257, first appearance of Annihilus. I will take that for $1 any day. It's not in horrible condition. It has one or two little iffy bits. Let's take a look at those. I mean, it's clean. I didn't see spine ticks. I'm taking tape off bags because I hate tape on bags. You all know I hate tape on bags. If you follow me at all, you know that I cannot stand when there's tape on my bag. So pop this baby out, and it is flat. It is smooth. The worst thing it has is it's got some dirt along the spine. Maybe that's a tick there, but that spine is white wrapping around, so it's not a lot of color breaking spine ticks. So yeah, I'll take that for $1, no doubt. Put that in a new bag as soon as I get a chance. Those bags old and crinkly. Caleb Comic Smurf was showing this off yesterday, and I'm like, hey, dude, I got that. Oh, this is still a poly bag too. So I picked that up for him. Caleb, reach out to me. Let me get your address. If you want a second copy of this, I'll be glad to send you another copy of this. Little week 9 action. First appearance of Kate Kane as Batwoman. This is not the full appearance of Kate Kane as Batwoman, but the first appearance of Kate Kane as Batwoman, like a cameo appearance of her as Batwoman. Week 7, I believe, was the first appearance of Kate Kane, and then 11 is the first full appearance, and it goes crazy. Hey, Jeff, how you doing? Jeff Comic 813 is in the house. Welcome. So I got that for $1. And then I was over at, and so that wasn't bad. Oh, and then they had this. This is 5th printing. And if you haven't read this, I highly suggest you read it. I consider myself a huge X-Men fan, but I've never actually owned this or read this. And this is like Claremont 1982. So this is when I first started reading X-Men. This is my team right here. Storm, Kitty, Colossus, Wolverine, Nightcrawler, Cyclops. This right here is my team, Professor X. This is what I grew up with. This is what I love. So he had this at $7.50 in the shop, and I said, hey, man, this is a 5th printing. Can you work with me on the price? He did $5 on it, and I was like, that's cool. So I finally got to read it. I'm about halfway through it. It's as good as everybody says. There's no false hype on this. It really is an amazingly written book so far. And it's Chris Claremont with Brent Eric Anderson, whom I don't know, and I guess he's the artist, and then Tom Orzechowski did the lettering. That name is familiar to me from old X-Men comics. I have not seen Endgame yet. Okay, so no spoilers. I'm seeing it next Sunday. I wanted to wait to get good seats. I didn't jump on the tickets when they first came out. So yeah, it's coming up 1 week from today. So I got to go another week without hearing my kids in class give me any spoilers or anything. So we'll see. I went to another comic shop, and this guy is weird. He's got 5 or 6 boxes underneath the counter. He's got some spinner racks where he puts together bags of comics, and he's got a couple short boxes of signed comics, and then he's got these long boxes underneath the counter, and he's like, oh, that's junk, you don't want to see there. And every time I go there, I'm like, I've got to bargain with him to look at the comics, and really I think he just hasn't sorted through them and checked to see if they're worth anything. So I looked through one box and actually wasn't that good, but found a copy of Astro City #1, not $2.25. He sold it to me for $1, so I figured that's cool. I will go with that. But then this is where he always gets me, right? He had this bag of Superman for for $7.99. So it even says all Superman and Super Friends. I didn't realize that. $7.99. So there might be a lot of crappy Super Friends comics in here. But there was first team appearance of Super Sons and Super Sons #1. So I figured I would take a shot at this. I have no idea if I wasted my money or not. If I did, these will be good comics to bring to school, and I have like a whole reader box for my students to read. So I thought I'd go through these with you guys, and let's see what I got. And I got somewhere to put that tape. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so we got Superman from the Rebirth run #13. We've got Superman 74 from an older run by Dan Jurgens. So price tag was $1.25, so 1992. It even says 1992 there. That's pretty easy way to tell. 44 and 6 written by Yang. I don't know Yang, but it's John Romita Jr. on artwork. So this is probably not New 52. This is probably the series before New 52. Another Rebirth, #2. Batman, Superman, 26, and somebody else double bags theirs, #30. Superman and Batman, 37. Batman, Superman, 24 and 25. Super Sons #5. Super Sons #4. This one's pretty interesting. I have no idea if this is something people look for, but Supergirl #1 from the New 52. That's pretty darn cool. Superman, Wonder Woman, 23. Superman, Wonder Woman, 21. Who's on the artwork there? Don't know. Kuder, Kuder. Kind of like that cover. Batman, Superman #30. Superman Action Comics 46. And then the first team appearance of Super Sons. So, yeah, nothing great. I'm not upset, though. It was $8. I thought I would try it out and just see what I could get. And somebody's watching this in the rewind and knows anything about these. None of them looked too familiar as like something majorly important, but you know what? It's cool just to have comics sometimes. I don't mind. And like I said, I have a large box in my room. Quincy, you may want to stop by sometime at lunch and just come by and read a comic book. That's what they're there for. So, all right, not a major thing, but for $8, I got one decent comic there and a bunch of good readers. Comic books are comic books. Comic books are fun, even if you don't get like the wow one. All right, let's move along. The next thing I saw is in that same store. He had this Ironheart statue, and I didn't see a price on it, so I thought I might get it for cheap. I didn't realize the box was so dinged up on the bottom. Or I might have even tried to bargain with him a bit more. But he went over. He's like, "Oh, I'm trying to get rid of that one." I'm like, "Yeah, you probably didn't even know you had it, and just whatever I asked for, you're going to say you try and get rid of." So it's a GameStop exclusive. Well, it's funny. It says it's a San Diego Comic-Con International exclusive, but then it says only at GameStop. And then on the back or at the top, it says Ironheart Unmasked Edition 1 of 6,000. So it's not exactly, whoa, only 5,999 more of these exist. So anyway, I like Ironheart. I've been reading the new series by Eve Ewing. I think she's got a great handle on the character. I'm pretty happy for it. I thought that was pretty cool. He had it at $29.99. He sold it to me for $20. Probably overpaid, but I'm not freaking out about it. That's cool. There you go. And then last but not least, I just wanted to show you this Pearl cover. I haven't read issue 8 yet, but oh my God, this cover is just fantastic. If you're not reading Pearl, read Pearl. Pearl is freaking really good. I love this comic. I love everything about what Michael Gaydos and Brian Michael Bendis are doing, and this cover it just blows me away. I think that's phenomenal. So cool. So cool. Went to Half Price Books today, and just for $2 each, I picked up Action Comics #1 Superman. So that was pretty cool. And Exiles #2, first appearance of Valkyrie on the cover. She appears in issue 1 on the cover, but isn't there. Thank you, Melody. Biggie Shack. Are you Biggie Shack? Are you the same person? I'm so confused. You're mysterious. You're like a comic book superhero in disguise. But yeah, I saw this was heating up. I wasn't going to go and pay big money for it, but $2, grab another copy. I actually like that Exiles run, but not everybody. Not everybody was into it. It was kind of weird. He did some wacky stuff. So yeah, Melody is Biggie Shack. That's why you guys look exactly the same. That makes a lot of sense now. So big shout out to Comic Head 84. If anybody is watching, he had an auction last night. Biggie Shack was there. D-Runk Comics was there. A couple other people were there. And what Comic Head 84 had was this really cool thing where anybody who won an auction, no matter how big or small it was, got put into a raffle for I think the Jock cover to Batman Who Laughs 9.8 slab. And lo and behold, he ran the raffle, and the randomizer said to run it 7 times. And the 7th roll of or mix up of the name is my name was at top. And so there you go. Pretty awesome win. Really excited to have that. That is pretty darn cool. Plus, I got some nice Spider-Man books from Comic Head, and I also won a few other books, some nice covers for pretty cheap. So I'm pretty excited about that. Let's move over, and I'm behind on my picks of the week. So this would be for this week. I didn't do last week yet. I still have to read those comics. So out of this week, the only new stuff I got that I've read so far was Invisible Kingdom by G. Willow Wilson and Christian Ward. And if you are following this is the 2nd issue. They're setting up a really nice sci-fi story, really corporate greed and religion and stuff, and just beautiful Christian Ward artwork. There's a phenomenal page right there. Some really interesting stuff. And I'm liking this. It's from Dark Horse. I'm really liking this so far. That was pretty good. Heroes in Crisis 8. I've said all along that I'm not affected by this because I don't know the characters. Tell me what you guys thought if you read this. Like, I get it. It's sad that the Flash is alone. He feels like nobody could help him, and he wants to kill himself, but he wanted to do something. Like, I don't know, man. I'm not like it's a well-written story. I'm not moved by it. I don't feel the loss of these characters. I don't feel their pain. He's trying to do so much in his storytelling here. By showing the characters confessing. I mean, I think it's a really cool concept that he's doing, but like, I didn't go freaking Clayman artwork. Holy cow, that's awesome. Yeah, Pope, this is going to be up for auction soon. I'm not blown away. I like Tom King's writing. I like Tom King's Batman. I might be the only person who likes Tom King's Batman, but yeah, I was not too down with that. So that won't be my pick of the week. Ironheart #5. I said that I loved the first 3 issues, and I thought issue 4 skipped a beat. I'd say this is back on track for sure. Definitely enjoyed this. Felt that Eve Ewing did a really good job. I don't like this Midnight. What is he called? The Midnight something. This bad guy that they resurrected from some old comic. Bleh. He's annoying, but I felt like it was more Riri discovering how to be all things to all people. How to she's trying to be like a superhero, a friend, an outcast at school, supportive of her mother, dealing with the fact that her dad died, and just there's a little self-help group there at the end. Everything was good in this issue. I liked it. And then I wasn't going to get a sender, but I saw White Whale Comics talking about it, and he was all up on it. I liked it. I liked the fact that we know the characters at the end. They are the kind of ones who finished off Descender, and their daughter is now at the center of the story. And there's no robots here. This is all about magic and kind of fantasy. So it's like a counterpoint to Descender. It was good. I don't think I'm going to stick with it, to be honest with you. Yeah. So between Ascender and Ironheart and Heroes in Crisis, I'm going to give pick of the week this week to Invisible Kingdom. Yeah, so Biggie Shack getting Doomsday Clock, man, that might take forever, I guess, because it seems like that never ever comes out, or it comes out really, really intermittently. So I don't know. Hey, Pope, if you're still there, I got something to show you in a minute. Let me know if you're still there. I see we just lost somebody. Anybody who's just catching this, picked up some nice books at Half Price Books this morning. Picked up a really cool variant cover of Pearl. Hold on a second, guys. Just stare at Riri for a bit. I'll be right back. I just want to show Pope this book. For you, my friend, Super Shark Humanoids. This book is so powerful, it almost ate me. Yeah, Super Shark Humanoids. I found that the other day. Just finally took the price sticker off of it. Yeah, so that'll be coming your way when I get a bag together for you. It really is. It's really cool, and there's so few word bubbles, like so much narration, so much going on here. This comic is like in sick condition, and it's from 1992. It's like just never been read. It's Super Shark Humanoids poster, cover number 1, the premiere issue. So is there a poster? Oh, you can even, back in the day, you even could have ordered a Super Shark Humanoid. That's so cool, man. Yeah, it looks like Bill Sienkiewicz, Michael Straczynski. There's some crazy stuff, and we have been discovered. Discovery Bay, man. I hope this Super Shark Humanoid, never shows up in your bay. That's just it'll eat you right up, man. Be careful, the Super Shark Humanoid. So yeah, that's I've had that one around for a while. I just got the price sticker off, and it's a nice thick cover. So the sticker came off without any residue or like bleeding of the colors. So really cool. All right, finishing up the rewind. I got this massive stack for $8, and I had no idea what was in this stack. So I was kind of just guessing, and it ended up being that was on the outside of the stack. So I knew I wanted that one. And the rest of it was kind of filler, but for $8, I'll take 15 comics of filler, bring them to school, let my kids read them. So, this Supergirl #1 from New 52. Thumb it up, thumb it down, thumb it all around. I'm too busy to try to put out quality content and get thumbs up and likes and subs, man. Just here doing my thing. Glad that I got 4 people joining me, even if one of them's a former student. I don't know if Quincy's still here. Lil Sire, sub up Lil Sire if he's in the chat. So yeah, we got some cool stuff. A comic book's a comic book, especially when you're young, man. Like, I must have read so much stuff when I was young that's I didn't know what was good and what wasn't, And Bake is here and Woodard is here. You guys are gonna get me rewinding the rewind so everybody can see it. All right, so went to that other shop, went to the box that he doesn't like us going through. And I found Astro City #1 for $1. He's like, "Oh, there's just junk in that box." Last time I looked in that box, I found Spawn #9, and I said something about it, so he looked it up and like triple charged me from $1 to $3. You know how we do. But toothpick dodge, man, I don't know what that means, but that's the greatest phrase I've ever heard. And like I said, I went to a new shop today, and I was super excited because I found a Week 9 for $1. I found a Guardians Infinity still in the poly bag for Caleb, Comic Smurf, who I believe likes that. Hey, 5 watching, 5 thumbs up. This is crazy. This is the big find, though. Got myself a little first appearance of Annihilus with just some tiny dirt on the spine, but no ticks. It's a beautiful copy for $1. Apparently, somebody said something about Endgame. I haven't seen it. No spoilers, yo. Found myself another Odyssey. This Odyssey is odd. Is it first Nebula or first Annihilus? Or for I don't know what it is. You tell me, because I obviously don't know. So this confused me. I picked this up because I wanted to take the 8-page fold-out that's inside. And if you don't know this comic, it has an 8-page fold-out that's just like ridiculously good Christian Ward art. But now I'm curious because according to the sticker, it's an alternative cover. It's the 5th variant, and I've got no freaking idea what's different with this. And now I notice this tick here, but it was $1 anyway. I was going to take the poster out, just put it on my wall, but now I found out that, boom, it might not be the first cover. It might be a variant. So confused. 50 cents for an Ex Machina and some Black Magics. And then $1 for the rest of these Ex Machinas. I'm trying to complete my run here. Brian K. Vaughan. Pretty sure I have not read this. Pretty sure that I'm waiting to get them all. But I love the artwork on these. Really cool. And I love Brian K. Vaughan's writing. So I figure Ex Machina's got to be pretty good because it's by him. And then finally, I got a little Ironheart action here. $20. I figure that's pretty cool in the box. Box a little chunky on the bottom. No idea where I'm going to put this. If you see my comic room, it's getting a little stuff there, but it's pretty cool. Oh, and finally, I picked this up. So I'm a huge X-Men fan, but I have never read this before. It came out in 1982, and I guess that's when I started reading, so I wasn't going to find this in the spinner rack at the local stationery store. And so I just never got a hold of it. And they had this in a bag for $7.50. And I looked through it. It's 5th printing, so it's not like worth anything. Talked the guy down to $5. About halfway through it when I realized it's 3:30 and I had to start my live show. It's as phenomenal as everybody says. So if you have not read God Loves, Man Kills, go ahead and read it. And yeah, apply that to what's going on in the world today. I won't even say any more on that. Yeah, I wish I could hunt all day, but Biggie Shack, my wife mentioned one of those, I came home and she went out and left the kids home, went shopping, and she came home a little bit after me and she's like, "You were gone longer than I expected this morning." One of those. So I was at the pub watching the Chelsea game this morning that started at 8:30. I left around 8, finished at 10:30. The first shop where I got that Ironheart and those Supermen didn't open till 11, so I went to a coffee shop. So there's an extra half hour between 10:30 and 11. Then I did that shop. Then I went somewhere else and just was driving along and saw the new shop where I got the first Nebula Avengers. And then I went to Half Price Books. There wasn't a lot of Half Price Books. I think I hunt there a lot. And then I went to Costco, and then I went home, and then I hit local road was closed down. So I kind of was out long enough. The wife wanted me home so I could do the dishes and do the laundry while she's taking my other son to Shazam. I saw it with my younger son last week. So yeah, how is everybody doing? Tell me what's going on. Let's check the chat, man. We got a lot of people throwing toothpicks around. Discovery Bay was in here. He discovered everybody here. He discovered Little Sire. Little Sire is a student of mine. Somebody says something is outrageous. I guess we're talking about that cover. Bake is here. C. Woodard is here. Um, we got a toothpick dodge. I guess people are throwing toothpicks in the chat, man. You guys remind me of an old AOL chat room. If I had my phone somewhere near, I'd look it up if it was the first nebula. I think that's what it is. My first Biggie Shackamaniac. That sounds really dangerous. And hey, Bake, did you get my payment yesterday? I think you should have. Yeah, God loves man's kills. I was at the pub. So Pope, English Premier League games are either like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, or maybe 2 o'clock. So over here on the West Coast, the earliest games will get up for 4:30, and I do go see Chelsea games at 4:30 in the morning. 6:30 or 8:30 are usually the start times. Sometimes they'll have a night game, which means we get to see. Hey, it's no problem, Bake. I got it. I got it all worked out. And then you got your money. I'll get my comics. Real good. And yeah, thanks about that win. So yeah, I go to Doyle's Pub, a little local soccer pub down here. And after 6 a.m., they're allowed to start serving. So I'll be reasonable. I'll have my breakfast first before I have an 8 a.m. beer. Discovery Bay. I don't know if you can see the table behind me, but that is the first half of my laundry. The second half is in a dryer waiting to come out. The kids' laundry is in the wash, and the rest of the kids' laundry is in the basket next to the wash. So I feel your pain, brother. I really do. It's hard to be a full-time comic book hunter when you're also a person. Yeah, so Pope, that's how we do, man. We we go to the pub Saturday mornings to watch the Chelsea games. I've started to stay home for the 4:30 games, but now NBC Sports Network. You don't just get all the Premier League games; they now have their Gold Pass, so some of the games aren't even on. So you got to go to the pub to see them. But if I don't have anything going on with the family, I will definitely go. Usually, I can get back before my family wakes up in the morning. So yeah, I dig that. And there's a group of us there, big Chelsea fans. Today was a big game against Manchester United. They're in fourth place, or they're in fifth place. We're in fourth, and we're trying to crack stay in the top four. There's only 2 games left in the season, so we tied, which is not as bad as losing, but not as good as winning. So yeah, that's about it, man. I got a whole bunch of comics to read, to do last week's pick of the week. I just did this week's pick of the week, and then just counting the days, man. 7 days till Endgame. I might be one of the last people to see it, but that is okay. I'll give you guys a warning that I'm just going to do some speculative spoilers. I've seen which comics have heated up recently. And so just by looking at comics that people are posting on Instagram, I can guess some of the things that are happening, right? So Iron Man 55 is heated right up. That Exiles 2 has heated right up. A few other Avengers, like recent ones, have heated right up. So kind of like you can get a feeling for some of the things, some of the Iron Man that have heated up. It's pretty obvious what's going on there. So it's even with the whole no spoilers thing. Yeah, and that's what I assume, Bake. I mean, just we know that the good guys are going to win mostly in the end, but that there might be some heartbreak, and that's true of almost any superhero movie. So it's like I don't feel like the movie's spoiled. Nobody's come right out and told me what's happening. So I'm not too worried about it. Thank you so much, Biggie Shack Melody, for yes, Captain America using the Thor hammer and warps. That could be crazy. So Discovery Bay, you're trying to get an OBS, trying to get a Hangouts window to appear. I don't know what OBS is, but I've only just gotten the hang of Hangouts, and they're going to take it away soon enough. So if I do a live stream with people, I'm going to have to learn one of those other streaming codex thingy-majiggies. Anyway, don't want to keep you all. I appreciate you all being here. Like I said, I meant it before too. I don't have the time or energy to become a premier YouTube channel. I just like to talk about comics with people that are similarly minded. So thanks to all for hanging out. I really appreciate it. I'm going to go attack the rest of that laundry, Pope, you ever come out to the West Coast, we'll hit the pub early in the morning, show you what it's like to be a big football fan. Take care, guys.